by the numbers, Justin Trudeau's 9 years, Truth and Reconciliation, genocide of what is defined as the savage peoples in Canada under the Indian Act, children's genocide. That's what we're going to go through here today, folks. I had a lot of people reach out to me, even Jonathan LaBelle, asking about where we're at, residential school genocide numbers. Residential schools ended, apparently, in Justin Trudeau's era. He's the great savior of the First Peoples, making all the subjects pay for all of the Crown's crimes against all the First Peoples. Gross travesty beyond all measure. But folks, I'm going to give you, by the numbers and statistics of the number one pandemic known as Justin Trudeau over children's genocide right here in Canada, by the numbers. It's so massive. It's so massive. Vladimir Putin and the allegation Justin Trudeau did live, tripping on a stage, trying to read a teleprompter to all of you and so many more about how evil Vladimir Putin and the poor Ukrainian children. And don't get me wrong, war, children, suffering and strife, Palestine, what's happening to those children, mothers, genocide, Canadians, whether you like it or not, in real international law, is not a crime against men. I think that's wrong. I'd like to see the world change. I think all people should be recognized. But with all that aside, it's a measurement of women and children in this world today, which is a lot more than the world's ever been before it. It's a lot more than it's ever been in any constitutional monarchies then till today and now. And Canada is a living proof of it, that Justin Trudeau, trying to buy his way out, buy a legacy of non-genocidal existence, is farcical, it's bullshit, it's an absolute lie. Folks, did you know, by the numbers, 2015 to 2024, as I give this real truth that I can't make up, it's Statistics Canada, did you know that more First Nations children in Canada die every year per 100,000 to the whopping tune of 670 per 100,000? Much, much more than the leading cause of death on all major others, meaning cancer. First Nations children in this country die at a much larger rate than the highest mortality rates of all sources, cancer, heart disease, by a whopping rate. Just First Peoples children, 2015 to 2024. Right now, again, as I give this, epidemic proportions. They're not even a major part of the population. Did you know African American incarceration in the United States, men, it's not genocide when it's men, it doesn't matter which country in the world, but African American men, representing 13% of America, are incarcerated at 37%. Did you know that the First Peoples children, those defined in Canada as savage Indian children under the Indian Act, still today, still in Justin Trudeau's legacy, are incarcerated at 50% and are only 8% of the population? These are children, defined as children. Residential school ending officially wiped out 2018? I think not. I think it goes right through our justice system, and if anything now, it's sweepingly taking children away from First Peoples in food insecurity, the highest in the country, in absolute food insecurity, housing insecurity, energy poverty like no other peoples in Russia or the United States of America. African Americans come nowhere close. I'm not saying any of it's right or wrong. We're not going to do that today. I'm just saying that the First Peoples of Canada blow all African American statistics in the United States, all Russian, Ukrainian statistics of women and children away. You couldn't even add those together to come close to 9 years of Justin Trudeau post-residential school genocide and the end, apparently, of residential schools. Well, they just transferred it to youth corrections. Yeah, the numbers are explosive, off the chart. It is what's known as a national emergency, but you won't hear about it. You'll see Justin standing there with his brilliant UK and France behind him. Go, Justin, go. Well, guess what? They're not now because they know they're screwed. They know they're screwed. I'm going to tell you all something about what's going on here. I'm going to finish Treaty 7. I'm going to try and hang on in here in Ontario pretty hard. There's things going on for me too. But, I'm going to try to work it out. But we're going to finish Treaty 7 as a group. We're going right into ECOSOC this fall. And I can promise all of you, the world allies have turned on Justin. He can get up on his pulpit. He can line himself with the 9 nations. He can be there with Germany and NATO and brag. But I promise you in this election year, old Joe Biden doesn't want Justin Trudeau and his statistics standing anywhere next to him on his pulpit as he goes against Donald Trump. It is detrimental and destructive to Joe Biden. Would be to any president, doesn't matter who it is. You'd be a real loon, even as crooked as Joe is. He's not a complete idiot. The Democrats like, ooh, keep that out of here. Keep that far, far away from us. ECOSOC's going to be glorious this fall. We're going to run through this summer. We're going to run through into ECOSOC. I'm going to get down to New York. I am going to present these real numbers. The USA and Russia are going to go, it's insane. And it's insane that a psychopath like Justin Trudeau or any of the other Canadian politicians aren't making a precedent on the clearly children's genocide going on right here in Canada. Nothing Justin's done by liquidating all the subjects for supposedly the First Peoples. We don't have a title for because it's Aboriginal, it's Indigenous, but unfortunately it's all 100% 1876 Indian Act. No matter what terms are used, no matter what, the legal definition, the legal system in place against these, the defined legal savage people, wrong on every level, the most racist system probably in the world today, longest running, and it amazes me Canadians don't see it. They just march on like it's normal, as it was normal for all the Germans out of World War II, Nazi Germany. It was normalized in that monarchical system. It was normalized as it was normalized in the same act with the same name in South Africa in 1949 that went on through to abhorrent abuse of a savage people, the South Africans defined through gross segregation and pure genocide. The world stood up to all that, but Justin goes on, marching his drum, banging it harder. Look at me, I'm going to teach Putin a lesson with the most outlandish, outrageous modern genocide record of any group of children's anywhere, besides maybe Israel and Palestine, who is designed exactly off of Canada. That is just a big Indian reserve in what's known as Israel. This area, Palestine, has been made to be a Canadian Indian reserve, where they implement all the laws of the Indian Act out of Canada there, where there's a superior class of first class known as the Jews, which are mostly, just like Canada, elite politician, elite groups who tell all their subjects, don't worry, the massive taxation, transfer of funds, and how we set the system exactly like Canada, modeled from the British Empire to 1917. The world's woken up to it. When the Allies are at their most critical, folks, in all of history since World War II, when you see Russia and USA going at it the worst, and it's almost point critical, did you know every time when they kiss and make up, some evil doing son of a bitch and bitches go down somewhere in the world? Some corrupt, sick, perverted monarchy gets put down by them. And we're close. We're so very close. Canada's totally highlighted. There's some corrupt individuals trying to pull a fast one on the Allies, but I tell you, by the time we finish this summer and into the fall presentation for New York, they're going to be made fully aware of what's going on, what is, by Canada's own numbers, by Canada's own laws, by Canada's own crummy, corrupt, evil system. There's no getting out of it for them. There's no getting out. These things take many decades. I'm not sure it will be completed in my lifetime. I can promise you all of this. Justin Trudeau has no legacy. As John A. Macdonald has no legacy, Trudeau's is gone too. And it won't matter which crummy, corrupt crown politician comes forward in this evil disease system, they're not going to have a legacy either. Those who are bold to get on board, it is very early, it's very scary too, but the writing's on the wall. Canada's highlighted beyond all measure, and they think they can pull this fast one. I love the flashlight called Justin Trudeau, the most crookedest piece of shit there is, and I hate his guts. I hate him to death, always have, especially being Albertan. But what's nice, and in this evil, nothing's nice, but what's nice is you can always count on his grandiose sense of self-worth, his narcissism, that never-ending mouth of his to dig the hole deeper for the crown. And in that respect, I love it. Keeps me motivated, gives me lots of ammunition and firepower, and he believes he's invincible, he's untouchable, he's going to keep this alive like the South Africans did, like the Nazis did, like the Japanese did in the imperial system, like the Spanish fascists and socialists did in their 70s. But it's coming to an end, and it always does, and you see these things destroyed, folks, and you see the Allies reset and move on, and there's always a period of a small window of what you call the golden age of human and civil rights. And we do grow fastest the world's ever grown with the Allies of World War II, and I think that's going to come around. I know people don't see it yet, but I'm truly blessed at this time, and things do happen for a reason, and this is real. Absolutely credible and verifiable. I have all Stats Canada. I have all the other statistics of Russia, USA. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable that there's people out there and countries exist like Justin Trudeau who are this inept, who are this easily able to bamboozle the average Canadian or even the First Peoples themselves, because the institution's old and long running, and they've seen it where they've gotten away with it. But what's beautiful is the rest of the world don't see it that way. And when you come swinging evidence of their own numbers, their own laws, their own legal system, their collected statistics, it's like, what are you doing, Justin Trudeau? You'd be best off just shutting your mouth. You think you'd be more like a mouse when you're so diseased and evil, you'd be trying to hide like a mouse in the walls and not notice, don't get hit by the cat. But they're going to be, folks. And it's important for people to know these statistics. It's terrible. It's terrible. And it's the biggest real pandemic it has been this whole time. And not an ounce of word about it. No, nothing. Very limited to just First Nations groups themselves, and nobody says nothing. These numbers are astronomical. They're astronomical. And it's never stopped, and it just continues to get worse. Folks, we hit 41 million people today. Record off the charts. First quarter Canada, that was released today too by the numbers. We took in more than 240,000 new Canadians in just 3 months of Canada. We're probably already 41 point some million. Housing insecurity, food insecurity, energy poverty, these are realities of the Crown. Old world order stuff, and they will keep this machine running. They will keep destroying all of you. It will be up to all those legally defined as the subjects whom are slaves, and all those who are defined as the savage, those to be liquidated, kicked around, absolutely exploited and genocided. It will be up to those groups, those two, to come together to end it. And you can wait, but it's wrong. God bless everybody. Get this video shared out. Real, credible, verifiable, by the numbers that you can't ignore. Trudeau didn't change anything. Like a tax in Canada that we're all used to, under taxation without representation, they may remove something, but it changes its form. It's like energy for the Crown. They never go down, they only change form. And they add to the energy. They keep adding to it. Their wealth at all of your expenses. And for the group of the First Peoples here in Canada, it's at your genocide, your expense. God bless everybody, and thank the Creator. Get it out there, get it shared. Again, credible, real, verifiable. Lots of numbers, undeniable. It's going to be a beautiful thing in EcoSoc. God bless.